Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker did an interview with the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, and he was asked his position on the minimum wage. Oh boy, let's watch.
You were asked if you thought someone could live on the minimum wage in the state, and you said we should be trying to come up with jobs that pay more than that. And then you said the way you do that is not by setting an arbitrary amount by the state. That sounds like you're not a particular fan of the minimum wage. What is your position on the minimum wage? Should we have it?
Well, I'm not going to repeal it, but I don't think I don't think it serves a purpose, because we're debating then about what the lowest levels are at. I want people to make, like I said the other night, 2 or 3 times that. The jobs I focus on, the programs we put in place, the training we're putting in place is not for people to get minimum wage jobs. It's the training, whether it's in apprenticeships, whether it's in our tech colleges, whether it's our UW system. It's to try and provide the training, the skills, the talents, the expertise that people need to create careers that pay many, many times over.
Okay, there was, or I should say, there is a statute in Wisconsin that says the minimum wage has to be a living wage in that state. So you know what Walker and his cronies did? They had one of their departments, the Department of Workforce Development, do a press release where they said, it's okay, don't worry guys, we're in total compliance with that statute because $7.25 is a living wage. So understand that. Instead of complying with the actual statute and raising the minimum wage to be a living wage, they just said, we could lie and pretend like $7.25, the federal minimum wage, already is the living wage. Yeah, let's do that. Oh my God. Okay, that shows you the kind of person that we're dealing with here. Now, also, look at his argument. His argument is, I can't tell you how many times we've ripped this argument apart on Secular Talk. It's the idea that, well, see, I'm a good guy. I don't ever want anybody to make the minimum. So since I want people to make double it or triple that, and they should be making more, therefore the whole minimum wage conversation is irrelevant, and I refuse to give you an honest answer. Why is that stupid? Because it doesn't matter how many people you want to make double or triple or quadruple the minimum wage. We live in the real world. You might as well have said, I would like it if everybody has a cute little puppy and a unicorn, and we can all hang out with elves and slide down rainbows and sing Kumbaya with Elvis Presley and Marilyn Monroe and other ghosts. But that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen that we live in a world where everybody is middle class or rich. So that talking point is so vacuous, and it's so vapid, and it's such a dodge, because it's a way to make really dumb conservatives just nod along in agreement, like, yeah, minimum, never try to get the minimum, always got to go for the maximum, always got to try to go higher, set the bar high, work hard, yeah. But that disregards the fact that many people spend their entire lives working hard, and they never make more than the minimum wage for a variety of reasons. There's so many reasons why that may happen. I mean, there's barriers in place economically. Corruption in the system is oftentimes a roadblock. Sometimes there's racism involved. Sometimes there's sexism involved. Sometimes there's situations, extenuating circumstances with family members, or you don't have enough of a... you don't come from a high enough socioeconomic class to begin with in order to work your way up the ladder, and you never had a fair shot. You never were able to get a certain level of education because you didn't have the money, and you couldn't get loans. And I mean, the list goes on and on of all the reasons why there are plenty of people who work perfectly hard, work really hard. They can work 2 or 3 jobs that are full-time jobs at minimum wage, and they can't survive. And instead of having a guy like Scott Walker come along and say, you know, maybe this basic rule should be the reality, that if you work a full-time job, you should make enough money to survive. Instead of doing that and complying with the state statute and being a decent human being, what does he do? You know, I don't think it serves a purpose. That's a quote. He said the minimum wage, quote, doesn't serve a purpose. Oh, really? No, it doesn't serve a purpose for you. You're already doing well. You're already financially well off and rich. So since it doesn't affect him personally and his circle of friends who are the business owners, okay, they're against it. So, well, of course, with everybody he knows, They don't care about the minimum wage. I don't care about the minimum wage. I don't know anybody making the minimum wage. But if you did make the minimum wage, if you would open up your mind for a split second and try to switch places with them, you would realize, wow, this is really, really hard, backbreaking work, and they're not making anything. And I'm a douche for not at least trying to give them a living wage, and also arguing that everybody can somehow be rich or be middle class. No, the structure of the system is the problem. The economy as it is right now is the problem. I've spoken about this before. If everybody in the United States of America woke up tomorrow and said, you know, I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can, I'm going to get a promotion, I'm going to be rich, I'm going to own the company, I'm going to own my own company, etc., guess what? There would be nobody left to do the jobs that we need people to do that are minimum wage jobs. There would be no more cashiers. There would be no more home care workers. There would be no more you fill in the blank with whatever important minimum wage job you want to talk about. And we need people to do those jobs. So since we need people to do those jobs and not everybody can be in the management class, you have to pay them a living wage, but Scott Walker can't put two and two together. His corrupt roots come out, and he shows himself to be a dunce and a callous human being.